Here are 38 questions leading into the Westworld Season 1 finale. I called it the top 38, but I'm sure I missed some, so let me know in the comments section what else you want to learn from the finale. Who is the lady in the white shoes? Who is the lady that Bernard pauses at before going to speak to Dr. Robert Ford in Episode 1? Another female I am curious about is Dolores' mom. Will we ever get information on her? What role did old Bill play in the events leading up to Arnold's death? Was he the general? Was he Dolores' father? Who is Wyatt based off of? Dolores? Arnold? Old Bill? And is the damsel of the present a new role, or is it based off of a role Dolores has played in the past? I ask this because we heard Dolores state that she envisions a world where she doesn't have to be the damsel, and the man in black commented to Teddy that they have come full circle. Did Ford unbury the town with the church, or did he rebuild it? Since Dolores found her way there, he probably unburied it. Were the dead bodies in the church still there as part of the cover-up, or were they only there in her head as part of a flashback? When did this scene happen? Was it in the present or the past? Why was Dolores wearing a white top-out painting, and is this family part of the bigger picture somehow? What about Ford's family? Was Ford's father an alcoholic, and would that play into the bigger picture at all? What about the ladies in the pictures on Ford's desk? It would be great to learn more about Ford's backstory. Specifically, what happened to Ford's brother? We have heard a lot of stories about him. Is he still alive? And I don't buy it, but I'll throw it out there anyway. Is Ford a host? Whose hand do we see on this music box? Ford used music a couple years ago to calm down Maeve, and he said that it was an old trick from an old friend, so it's probably safe to assume that Arnold created this technique. But was the music played to calm down the host after the bloody massacre, or was the music used to trigger the massacre? How did the photo get there? Are we going to see a scene at Dolores' house in the finale, and does William drop the photo during that scene? Who hid the gun? Did Dolores hide this herself? And when did she hide it? Is it in the events around the time of Arnold's death? Or around the events of William? And is it different than other guns in Westworld? We saw a better side of Logan in Episode 9. Is he going to die in the finale? And if so, who kills him? William or Dolores? Or does William kill Dolores to prevent her from killing Logan, which is what the Man in Black refers to as saving the park? Assuming William is the Man in Black, if Logan doesn't die, how does William move past him at the company? Is William crazy? Crazy in love? Or crazy confused with his own reality? Will something happen in the finale that makes him change his views of Dolores and no longer see her as alive? Why did Peter react to the photo even though it looked like nothing to Dolores? Did Peter have some sort of a connection to Logan's sister when she visited the park in the past? Who is the Man in Black? Is it William or Logan? Or is he neither? Could he be this dude in the train in front of Teddy on his ride in? If you don't recall, this man jokes to his friends about going straight evil the last time he came to the park. But I think this is unlikely, since the Man in Black didn't do a truly evil act until about a year ago, when he murdered Maeve and her daughter. Why did the natives try to scout Maeve? Was it just part of their storyline, or were they also looking for answers in regards to the maze? Excuse my language, but how the hell did the maze appear in the ground where Maeve fainted with her daughter? Ford built every inch of Westworld, every blade of grass. Did someone dig that shape out before she ran there? Or is this ground alive in a sense? I'm not ready yet to jump on this train, but this one confuses me. Could Westworld actually be a simulation? Was Teddy created in William's image to keep Dolores on her modest little loop? And was Hector created in Logan's image? Notice the scar on Hector's face, as well as the black outfit and the beautiful hair. Why was Peter Abernathy crying after he got the lobotomy? And will he ever get the vengeance on Ford and Bernard that he mentioned at the end of Episode 1? What did Bernard whisper to Peter before putting him away in cold storage? What is the Man in Black's foundation, and how did it help the guest's sister? How did the Man in Black save Westworld? Is he referring to a financial infusion? Or did he do something, such as kill Dolores in order to prevent her from killing Logan? Or was he part of a second cover-up? Stubbs mentioned that they need to, quote, keep an eye on Pariah, running close to capacity tonight. Was that just used to give credence to Dolores being able to sneak around Pariah without being noticed on her journey to retrace her steps? Or does it mean something else, something bigger? Is he referring to capacity in terms of host or guest? Are hosts being rounded up there for slaughter or for war? Speaking of which, this might relate to Ford. Ford likes to claim that he is not the sentimental type. But why did he create a host in Bernard's image? And why does he keep his family of hosts that Arnold created for him? And that graveyard outside of Pariah? Is it just aesthetic? Or does it mean something? Could it be there as a memory to the fallen employees or hosts that died during the events of Arnold's death? Did Maeve intentionally burn herself so that she could get a full rebuild without the explosives inside of her? Is Maeve going to be able to escape Westworld in the finale, or will Ford stop her? And if she does escape, is she unknowingly on a mission for Ford, such as to go kill the rest of the board of directors, or to smuggle data out of the park before he brings it down in a bloody mess? Similarly, will Peter escape with the 35 years worth of data that Charlotte Hale put inside of him? Or will Lee mess that up and give him a storyline that causes him to remember the past either as the Professor, head of the cult of cannibals, or as Dolores' father? Stubbs said that Teresa's family had been notified of her death, but when he said this, he specifically said that they told her brother. Why her brother? Is her brother someone we know? Are any other employees actually hosts? Maeve had Felix patch Sylvester's neck up because she said, "We might need him." Would that thing work on a human, or is Sylvester actually a host? Are Elsie and Stubbs dead or alive? Are they hiding out in the woods with Ghost Nation, or did Ford kill them because they were asking too many questions? Do the flies mean anything, or were they just used to show us in episode 1 that Dolores was starting to break script by being able to hurt a fly? What is the point of Ford's new storyline? Is he using it as an experiment to study the minds, actions, and behaviors of free hosts? Is it all just a fun game for him? Is he planning on destroying Westworld? Is Bernard dead? Who is the Judas steer? Is it Dolores? Maeve? Could it be both of them? Dolores in terms of the host, and Maeve in terms of the board of directors? There are 47 active hosts created by Arnold. Does Ford's backdoor work on these 47? Now, are any of these 47 becoming free off screen, or is it just Dolores and Maeve who have each heard the line, quote, "These violent delights have violent ends"? Who is Ford creating in his basement? We thought it was Teresa or Elsie, but if it is neither of them, then who was it? Is it this dude we see standing in the control room during the presentation Ford gives in the finale? Alright guys, let me know what other questions you have in the comments. I gotta run off, it's my brother's birthday today, so I'm probably gonna be MIA for the next 20 hours or so. But anyway, I'll speak to you soon. This is Kev, I'm out.